So this week in the United Kingdom, a lot of bad press for cyclists and cycling in general, really. It stems from a serious incident which I've made a video about in Richmond Park, where a Strava segment has been it's been requested that they remove a segment because there's been several incidents now within that segment in Richmond Park, and people are breaking the speed limit. But what it's led to is a generalisation that cyclists are dangerous. We're all breaking the speed limit. We're all lunatics. Nobody cares about anybody. We're out for ourselves. And we're all permanently screaming through streets and neighbourhoods at 40 miles an hour. And it's just, obviously it isn't true. But it's a massively dangerous. I mean, if you've seen some of the things, some of the headlines in the press about killer cyclists and dangerous cycling and the rest of it, and of course there are incidents of it, and of course there are people that break the rules, just the same as there are good drivers and bad drivers. There are good drivers and there are good cyclists and bad cyclists. There are those that break the rules, there are those that are really careful, but there's a Strava segment that a cyclist reportedly doing 52 in a 20 mile per hour zone, which, I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of it, I haven't seen it, but it seems massively unlikely. To do that kind of speed on a bike really does take some doing. I mean, in Wales, which is where I am, there's 20 mile per hour limits almost everywhere at the moment now, and you know, I cycle along at a 16-17 mile an hour average speed, even on my road bike maybe 18 mile an hour, but certainly not exceeding the 20 mile an hour limit. If there's a downhill, then yes, you need to keep an eye on your braking, and you can exceed the limit, but it's just common sense. And to blanket what's the word, blame every single cyclist for these few that break the rules is not only ridiculous, but it's dangerous, because it changes people's attitudes to cycling, certainly in the UK, are not great anyway, drivers' attitudes, and this just makes it even worse, because they already think, you know, we should be paying road tax, we do this, we run through red lights, which I've never done in my life. You know, one cyclist does something wrong and it's every cyclist's fault, and that's just not the way it should be. It's the same with, like I say, same with car drivers. You can't blame all car drivers for the actions of one person. So I wonder what you just thought about, if you're in the UK in particular, the way the story's been covered. I know Chris Boardman's spoken out and said the language being used against cyclists is dangerous, and it's encouraging negativity and possible sort of, you know, road rage incidents towards cyclists. So let me know what you think. Is it fair that just because a few people, just like in every aspect of life, there's a few people that can't obey the rules and they're reckless, is it fair that every cyclist is being blamed?